I am the boss.
Sure, you're the boss.
Hey, Tony. Remember I told you when you started, the guys who last in this business are the guys who fly straight, low-key, quiet, and the guys who want it all. Gas, champagne, flash. They don't last.
You finished? Can I go now?
I think I'm gonna do something a little different today. Woke up early. This has been on my spirit for a very long time. Just so people can get to understand who I am as a person. Robert Higgins, no cap, no situation, no things that would ever be unbecoming of me as a man. I want to set the record straight today, because a lot of people got me fucked up. A lot of people think that they could just say whatever, do whatever, steal my talking points, steal my verbiage, steal a lot of my shit. Nah, that's not happening today. But I want to give you a little picture of who I am and what work I've put in, not just the dollar amount, but just the education wise about how this media shit works, right? Check this out, real talk. So we don't get a misunderstanding about shit and how I move in this city. And I want people to understand who the fuck I am. And you're gonna get used to seeing me all across the city. I don't start beefs. I don't talk shit. And I don't create false narratives. And I don't lie on people. That's what I never did. So I'm setting the record straight because it needs to be set straight, because there's a lot of motherfuckers in this game that's in the way just for clicks and views and ain't taking this journalism shit seriously. Right? But I had to turn that off for a second. So I want you to get to understand who I am, and I'm gonna break this shit down for you. To the chick that I want to address her first, who said that I was a little podcast or whatever. I want you to check my resume. I have over 275 fucking thousand views. I put in the work myself. I don't want you to get it fucked up, man. And I also want you to understand that I've been on channel 2, channel 11, channel 13, representing men in a proper way since COVID, before COVID. And when everybody was screaming George Floyd, I was front line talking about Breonna Taylor as well. See, it's a lot of people that talk, but I'm the one that put in the work, and I actually did this shit. And for all you naysayers that say that it was a little podcast, I was doing this research. I was doing the social. I was doing the political stuff behind the scenes. Let me give you a little bit of clue of who I am. See, I worked for the Democratic Party and was a supporter of Jessica Ferrara way back then. Also, Sylvester Turner. I've had these conversations. And then I'm also a current supporter of Letitia Plummer, City Council. See, I don't just say nothing. I actually put in the work, right? But I also got to say this too. And for the people that got me fucked up, and I wanted to address this shit right now. See, Robert Higgins has been active in the community since Tim Minne. And I want you to understand, this dude right here inspired me when I was pushing carts and doing shit at HEB before I ever had a car. I was in the activism before I even laid eyes on even having a vehicle to move around this city. So I don't want you to ever get me fucked up, because I'm going to tell you this. When Tim Minne built this program, it was called Dinner is Possible. It was over there in 3rd Ward. And when that actually was established, he actually made a name for himself by giving back to the community. He was a well-known chef. And what he did was he put it together, and this thing, and it touched my spirit and it touched my soul. He did this for the children. What he did was he actually sat down with kids and created culinary style meals. And what he did was he actually got the children to serve their parents. And what it was called was Dinner is Possible, because right now in modern day, what we see in black culture now, nobody sits down at the fucking table and actually discusses their life beginnings, life endings, or whatever situations that they go in and trial tribulations at the table now. Oh yeah. So for anybody that say that I didn't put in the work, that's bullshit. I've been putting it in on from the north side to the motherfucking south side. And I want you to understand this too. And I want you to grasp this fucking point that I'm saying. That program was self-funded. Nobody actually contributed. Nobody from a government program. All this shit was put in by his self along with me. Make no mistake about it. You know what I'm saying? I want to say this too, and I want people to understand this. Guess what? I know what you're saying. I know you. Listen to me. Hey, bro, you ain't got to explain yourself to nobody. They're just a hating ass motherfucker. They don't never want to see nobody doing better than you. Absolutely. But I want people to understand how important this is to me, because it's very. I was riding a bus from Trinity Garden to 3rd Ward over there at the MLK Center to put in work to show you how much I was dedicated in my activism way back when. But let this follow of me putting in the work. I didn't come into this media shit to fake it till I make it. I came to change the narrative and give a moment of clarity in which we don't have. And you got a lot of people that's out in this game that copy and paste. A lot of fuck niggas and a bunch of goofy niggas that don't put in the work, that don't do no research, that don't do no numbers, and they don't do shit but just sit around for clicking views. But there's a new day here. You know what I'm saying? It's a changing of the guards here. And let me say this. A lot of these people that are faking it till they make it, you starting to see all of these peoples, the Derek Jacksons of the world. You know what I'm saying? I spit on them. The Cheyenne Bryants of the world who trying to create certain narratives, I spit on them. You know why I spit on them? Because they are a detriment to black culture. We have literally seen time after time where people have literally transferred their eyes from the TV screen to this YouTube screen. And now you must understand this, that in a black man's pain and a black woman's pain, there is goddamn me profit. I've been saying this for years. Malcolm X always said, be mindful of the people that sit in front of black culture and try to perpetuate some type of ideology of that we're something that we're not. The thing is, we've been misplaced, we've been misplaced, we've been miseducated, misinformed all across the board when it comes to what we understand, that anybody that sits on the front and has something to say that it comes out the middle of nowhere is a part of that white supremacy regime. That's why I'm not a fan of these niggas. That's why I don't perpetuate the ignorance. And what we about to talk about today is gonna hit home so it can make sense. So as you go in your daily comings and goings, this shit gonna change, and this shit gonna change the narrative, because I'm here to do this. And I want to say this too. This fake it till you make it culture and generation has taken over and has failed more black men and women than people that could teach you to be successful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not just pissed off. Everybody should be pissed off about it. But the thing is, you have to basically kill the nigga inside of you so that the black man and the black woman can live. But see, what I did was I stepped it up a notch. See, I took it just a little bit further because I want to be responsible behind what I say. See, Tupac said this a long time ago. He said, behind anybody, including myself, there should be a person that is held to the highest standard behind what they say behind that microphone. So what I did was I stepped it up a notch. I went to the United States Press Association, so I'll be going in rooms associated with my name, my reputation, and truth in circles, right? There's a difference in blogging and then talking and then actually doing the fucking journalism. But to anybody that ever said that, oh, this little small podcast ain't shit small about me. And the last thing that I want to address is this. All the ones that are pretending, and when I say pretending, to act like you like me. See, the thing is, I watch and I pay close attention. I see you. I see you in my stories. I do see you in my stories, but I don't actually see you clicking that like button. But that's okay, though. But that's okay. I got a surprise for you niggas, though. I got a surprise because I've seen some of my talking points and I've seen you steal some of my shit. But at the end of the day, y'all niggas gonna get exposed. I'm feeling good on this Saturday. I'm gonna be moving around this city today, and I'm gonna say this. I'm in a good mood. And at the end of the day, I want people to understand that the impact that I'm gonna make in this culture is gonna be so impactful that it's not just gonna spark the brain. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna actually move you to move something. And I'm talking to you niggas, and I'm talking to you young women out here that's trying to make something out themselves. At the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and you gotta ask yourself, am I the living embodiment of truth, or am I gonna sit here and fake it and make it? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna perpetuate the ignorance and then participate in the chaos. Because believe it or not, the algorithm is gonna feed you what you are. So guess what? If you hold the reputation in real life of a sucker, the algorithm is gonna feed you the goddamn alternate reality of a sucker. If you a bitch ass nigga, guess what? In reality, guess what? That alternate reality, when you jump on this goddamn social media, you gonna see the outcomings and outgoings of a bitch ass nigga. See, I'm from a different cloth. See, I'm from that Malcolm X. I'm from that Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm from that John Henry Clark generation. See, I don't side with none of these niggas because at the end of the day, they fickle-minded. And I'm going to expose today exactly. And let me understand. I want you to understand this about this H-Town and everybody else that's watching. Shout out to my niggas out there in D-Town. You know what I'm saying? Always showing me love. Oak Cliff, Red Bird. You know what I'm saying? Harry Hines. Shout out to Rollo the Pimp. Shout out to Bud Beats. Also, shout out to the West Coast with my boy out there. You know what I'm saying? He locked up, he doing time, but I guess what? He gonna be home. He gonna definitely be on the podcast. Shout out to everybody, all the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Black Pete Stones that rock with me. You see, it's a lot of people that can't articulate themselves, so they send me a lot of things. So guess what? I'm gonna articulate and I'm gonna be the voice for them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Kusi. Shout out to my boy Big L. Shout out to Rico, JD, Dada, and everybody else out there in the Chicago, in the Florida area, man. Salute to y'all. Trap God Lido, Gunplay, everybody that rock with me that done reposted. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this. If you think that I'm coming on here to dish Cartel Bo, you got the game fucked up. If you think I'm coming on here to diss Triselda, you know what I'm saying, that's a part of his life, you got the game fucked up. But today's show is definitely going to be about something spectacular. And that's about guarding your treasures. It's about identifying certain things, behavior traits, and things that we need to look for as black men and black women to understand that we need to separate ourselves if we see ourselves and our lives in danger, especially when it comes to us having the same common things that are wrong with us both. But I'm going to say this, man. I'm feeling good, man. And I'm going to introduce this track. This is my boy, Lou Killer. This is exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Before we start the show, you already know who it is. It's Rod the Prob. Let's get to this shit for real, for real.
dick ride from my spot. Spun $1 just to pull it off the lot. Catch him fucking with my pot, and I'm gonna get the wife and snot. Made the necklace and the watch look like tequila on the rocks. Ricky sitting on my socks, Bob sitting in my drop. I just took the roof off it, but she about to give me top. Call me anything but broke, a fake nigga, what I'm not. I ain't buying lab diamonds, I ain't talking to no cops.
Talk to these niggas, killer.
That ain't gonna happen on my watch. I just hit the room and pop while you be taking her to shop. Bitch, barely get a Uber, I ain't going out like Jock. That shit bad for the brand, I ain't lowering my stock. Ask lil' homie about some money, he gon' tell me who he shot. Niggas broke, it's like a gun, the only thing them niggas got. It's too much on my agenda to be worried about some ops. You either buying or you selling, make an offer, we can swap. What's the point of talking money to these retards? Them handicapped pockets barely got an EBT card. The bank like the women's restroom. I barely see boys on Instagram capping like they D-boys. You know, my street credit by the 850, but I'd rather pay cash. For real. You know, I make this shit just to spend it. So if it ain't no money down,
we going back to the real shit, nigga. Let's go.
Mark me absent. Talk to him. Capricio had on my head, no mountain. Elevation peak, my G. Shout out to Vinny, he took me on tour, and that nigga there signed the HOV. You tricking off on hoes, but mama starving, just know it couldn't be me. I'm back door of the club, no pet down, homie, I'm MOB. These hoes out here beg more than they work, but I still fuck for free. It's niggas out here claiming they my ops, but they ain't told a G. Label set me down to talk a deal, won't control of me. Said fuck them, my neck and my wrist already froze, my G. Me and Killer, Mike and Bean, Shaq and Dream, Steph and Magic. Reach, I teach you, try to bling, the chopper scene, the song is tragic. Am I a goat? Of course I am. Shit like that, no point of asking. Catch him slipping, pop his top, he's not a gangster out here rapping. Lord forgive my sins, just wanted to win when I was out here trapping. My background full of open cases for some pistol packing. I just wanna run and ball, these niggas out here trying to sack me. Thanks for listening, team running, who the fuck are you don't mind me asking? Nigga, the mob.
Don't tell me that with no bars, bro. I want no bars. Listen.
Man, let's start this motherfucking show. Let's get to it, man, for real.
So from Memphis, Tennessee, go tap in with my people. Let's yap about it podcast. It's a problem cast, not a podcast. Gang shit.
Everyone who has pre-saved the project, that should be everyone in here. Hold your phone up so I know you.
It's the biggest Fuego Base. I'm with Let's Yap About It podcast, and we ain't a podcast, we a problem cast.
Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yap About It podcast. Yeah. Starring Raw Bass. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let go. Yeah. We in the mix. Fit too savage. Let's yap about it. Now the whole world be listening. Talk to niggas from prison. Spoke how they was living. How the COs be tripping. Bitch. Rappers losing on the back end because promoter dudes keep dipping. Seen the show when the dude started out of bloods, then start crippin'. Stripper niggas stop tipping. Out of game niggas stop flipping. Bad attitude, so he had to move just to keep his ass out of prison. Seen a show about a young hoe fucked on a sister, man, no apology. Let's yap about it. If the bitch come around me, shit, she can holler at me. Check my Instagram, she was following me, cause she knew I be where them dollars be. Rapid funds, but I keep it going. I fuck you up, no apologies. Yep. Let's yap about it. Yep. Let's yap about it. Yep. Let's yap about it. Live with Ron Bass. Let's yap about it. Bit too savage, savage like music.
Y'all, what's up, y'all? We are back. We are back. We are back better than ever. We are back better than ever. Oh yeah, we are back. We are back. Listen, we have a lot to yap about today, especially already seen the title, you know what I mean? We definitely get straight into it. And the title of today's show, listen to me, Cartel Bo and the Dangers of Not Protecting Your Treasures. This is a demonstration of how this is going to look amongst our peers and whatnot, man. There's a lot to be talked about in this situation. And like I said, if you think I'm coming to diss on both sides, this ain't happening. But it's for a lesson to be learned as far as the youth coming along and for them to understand when you are the money, when you are the value, you have to protect yourself at all times, man. But shout out to y'all for joining me today, man. You know what I'm saying? Sending y'all love. And listen, if y'all have any questions, man, listen, questions, comments, hates, debates, please feel free to comment and let us know what you think, man. We don't mind. We take open criticism across the board. You know what I'm saying? So y'all definitely tap in. But without further ado, welcome to the Let's Yap About It podcast. We are changing the world one conversation at a time. I'm Robert Higgins, your host for today's program. Please subscribe, share, and hit the like button to let us know. We appreciate you for tuning in. See, the conversation that we're going to have today is going to be concrete and tough, but nonetheless, we want to spark the brain. Most of all, explain in detail and entertain, especially what we are yapping about. So, as we get into it, man, listen to me. The talk of the town right now in Houston is Cartel Bo in this situation that has, been addressed in this situation with him and his the mother of his children. I want to take this back for us to understand who he is as a person. And I want you to understand these things, these key ingredients of who he is where we are as far as our decision making today, right? Now, who is Cartel Bo? Now, before these allegations came up and all of this type of stuff, who was he? I got to know Cartel Bo for the statement that he made way back when. And that was when he was talking about basically coming into the rap game and basically wanting to connect with the OGs of Houston and H-Town. And he made a controversial statement that kind of sparked a lot of, you know what I'm saying, got a lot of feathers ruffled within the city when he made the statement. And we talked about this on a couple of episodes way back when about him actually talking and saying, trying to connect to the OGs of the city as far as a look. A lot of them really necessarily wasn't looking out for a handout or anything per se, but they really wanted to connect and get in the studio and be able to create a old to new passing of the torch, especially when it comes to the rap game here in H-Town. That actually has been a controversy still now to this day. Shout out to Smack Water and other coalition DJs for addressing the situation. Oh, yeah. But that's how I got to know who he was. You know what I'm saying? And he started making his waves and whatnot in the city. I got to see his appearances in the background within Sauce Walker's videos and just different things like that. And he started becoming a name. Then what he did was when he became that rapper and he started, you know what I'm saying? Because he was known as NFL Cartel Bo then. He was a rapper with a real following, boasting like about 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So his momentum was building. He collaborated, like I told you, with Paul Wall, Sauce Walker, Trader Truth. He was cementing his place in the city's hip hop scene. Now, after a stint, you know what I'm saying, he went through federal prison. He came out with a story of redemption. That's when he got caught, you know what I'm saying, with the tools. But to really get a full picture of who he is, we have to rewind to that thing. And I want to walk y'all through this. And that was back in 2018. Where basically he was filming a video and, you know what I'm saying, it was right next to an elementary school. And it wasn't a small time shoot. It was a lot of people that came out, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people that came out in support of it. And I guess, you know, within the somebody nearby had seen what was happening. They called 911 when police arrived. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you already know, everybody gonna scoot and scatter. And, you know, they caught up with a lot of people and they, you know, confiscated some, you know, firearms and whatnot. The music video was eventually released and promoted, you know what I'm saying, by World Star Hip Hop. Now, To some, that was a huge mistake. You know what I'm saying? They came in with the high definition footage to identify the people that was holding the weapons. And then, a whole bunch of bullshit came after that. Now, because of that, you know what I'm saying, he ended up getting convicted, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those guys there that, weren't supposed to be holding what they holding, nonetheless, it was all good. The case was taken over by the feds, you know what I'm saying? And they pushed very hard for him to be put into, you know what I'm saying, a facility. According to a press release by the U.S. attorney, this was the most intricate thing, right? When he pleaded guilty, you know what I'm saying, he was sentenced to like about 78 months. That's about 6.5 years in a federal prison. You know what I'm saying? And that stopped his momentum. And I want to identify this for y'all to understand that a lot of times we can put ourselves in certain situations, but we're supposed to learn from them. But when you actually are getting and snatching fame up and it comes all of a sudden, and then you got something like this, we've seen this happen time and time again with a lot of rappers. A lot of times they be transitioning from the streets into the corporate entity of what we call the rap industry. And a lot of times we don't know where our footing should be. So I'm not saying this to create a certain level of narrative, but I want young brothers that have any type of success, whether it's in the entertainment business, whether it's in the corporate world, you must understand that you're going to have to pick and choose a side at some point. You're going to have to pick and choose a side. And when you pick and choose that side, you better make sure that you can handle the aftermath, the consequences, and whatever that may come with that, even if it is a bad decision. But I want to say this. When he finally got released and he's been dropping music ever since he came home, man, he's been doing a lot of good things. But a lot of times your past can come to haunt you. You know what I'm saying? On the surface, it was a comeback story, but beneath the surface, you know what I'm saying, there was a whole bunch of things attached to his name that he was trying to get away from. And as we've seen currently, him getting into it with Charleston White and what have you, and different entities, then when, he did the video where he had called it Murderwood and whatnot, that kind of put a lot of it. Now, here's the thing, and I want young brothers to understand this. No matter what you do, there are certain individuals that will try to tie your name to negativity. They will never try to let you get out and transition to something completely different than where you were. I believe that every man on this planet Earth has actually had a moment of stage of where he may have been bad or may have failed by the wayside. But nonetheless, that does not define who he is as a person. That's not who he is now. And for him, I would say for him to be able to hit the ground running, coming straight out of the federal incarceration, and then get to the point of where he is, I have to give him a salute. But to get to who he is actually, man, he actually did and showed love to Mr. Tenderism. Man, he put him on the map. You already seen what the things that go with on in the culture where they try to take things and they try to snatch things from us. He actually put the money behind him, showed him love. And guess what? He continued on to do great things. The man actually does things behind the scenes, gives to charities, does a lot of things that he doesn't put on the forefront and say. And his name has been slandered by everybody. You know what I'm saying? In the process of where he has gotten to the point of success or where he is now. But now his name has been brought up, especially since he did that video, in a negative light and associating. And I want to show y'all something. Anytime that there may be a situation that occurs, they always go back to it. I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. When you look at, even from a sports standpoint, when certain people, individuals, and I can call names because I don't personally give a fuck, when people like Malika Andrews, who always goes into the media, you understand, and has a reminiscent about your past that has nothing to do with what you do now, that's just a consistent reminder of them having a personal agenda to keep you at bay and to sink your value. Oh yeah. Make no mistake about it. When these news medias think that you're in a situation, they're always, I don't give a damn who you are, how much money you have, they will consistently go back to that one incident that may have been 9 months, 10 months, 2 years, 5 years. They will consistently do that. Same thing, Chris Brown. So when I think about this, and this is for him, and hopefully he sees this, to understand that white supremacy has control of the media and will take control of your image and who you are. Dr. Amos Wilson explained this in one of his speeches, that the ideology and the mind frame of a black man and black woman is $1 trillion industry, and they will do and stop at nothing to protect it at all costs because it consistently generates income across the board. So when you see Cartel Bo and you see the things that he's going through, they're waiting. They have landmines waiting, and in orchestration with the police departments and everybody else that has something negative to say that coexists right there with the media in itself, they're going to consistently wait and almost like a ticking time bomb for you to mess up or you to fuck up. And then guess what? They can start rolling out the red carpet of the image of what they're going to paint for you in case they can't get a full level size conviction on you. They're going to put something on you somehow, some way. Now, which leads me to my talking points about what I'm about to say. He's been through a lot from his childhood all the way to the point of where he's accumulated fame now. And this is what I want to talk to you youth about right now. The dangers of not protecting your treasures and understanding who you are and what value you have as a man. And this is for women to understand this too. And for them to, if you're in a relationship, to understand what's coming together, it has a certain level of value. And I want to say this, and I want to break this down. See, what we have is two people that were made for each other for the moment and maybe not for an eternity. And the reason why I say that is, like I said, he's been through a lot. Success, hell, jail, back and forth. And then we can say the same thing about yourself. She's been through things, ups, downs, childhood, media, success, downward spirals, upward spirals. But when you combine the two and you sprinkle in just a little bit of vices, and voila, you have a recipe for disaster. And the reason you specifically have a recipe for disaster is because a lot of times we don't understand who we are, not just by ourselves, but who we are and who we bring into our inner circles. See, I want you to understand something. People can have demons that can either have conflict just from the jump, or they can get along real good, maybe just for a little while. And then boom, you got all types of problems and situations. Understand who you bring around you, your friends, your so-called partners and associates, the people that you do business with. How many times have we seen these type of individuals rocking with somebody? Seemed like everything was all good. And then all of a sudden it was all bad. You have to protect yourself at all times. See, there's a scripture, 2 Kings 20:13. That is a great reference to understand the dangers of showing your treasures. See, that story in itself talks about somebody just literally opening up the doors, opening up everything, allowing them to see the treasures. But you don't understand that a lot of people can't understand your treasure because it's made specifically for you, and everybody's not capable of seeing that and understanding that. Because what I've said time and time again, a lot of times your success is the reflection of someone else's failure. So we got to be mindful on who we're showing it to. Whether it could be parents, it could be people. We have literally seen people con, scam, scheme, finesse individuals that say that they so-called loved individuals that were the successor, that was the prize at that time, that was the value, that was the key ingredient to transcending a generation into the next level. They schemed them out of things. So you got to be mindful. That scripture, if you ever get a chance, read that and understand that next thing you know, after he showed them that, he said that all of the riches would be taken into Babylon, and then his people will be held in captivity. You have to understand, you have to guard yourself with your own life about the times. Your presence is a presence around other people. Your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding. Some people despise you just because of the fact that they cannot even fathom or do 1 to 5% of what you're doing now. And Cartel Bo has to realize that this situation in itself is a disaster and it's a stagnation on his career. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta start getting clear with our minds with that. And you gotta understand this too. When you have emotional toxic traits in situations, all of what you've worked for will be worthless because there are individuals that have seen the potential and then probably scoffed at you being great. And then turn around after you became great. It inflamed them and engulfed them with rage and envy and jealousy now more than ever. We've seen this in family members all across the board, friends, friendships, all that, relationships, marriages, all that. We've seen that. Now, you got to understand this too. If they didn't help you get it, they will help you lose it all. And by that, I want to break this down and I want to break this term down of what you got to understand. And in that situation, when we see something that is basically toxic, we sometimes can get caught up in what we call this, right? It's called toxic nostalgia. Key traits include rosy retrospection, present dissatisfaction, and stuck relationship. It tricks individuals and societies into rejecting present realities in favor of fictitious good old day. You've probably had people say, hey, y'all been together for a very long time. Y'all try to figure it out, this and that and the third, things happen, everything is forgivable long as y'all come together. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes somebody's waiting for the right moment to destroy everything that you work very hard for. And I'm not putting that on either of them because both of them have had shared success, but it's not coming together for whatever reason. But the thing is, toxic nostalgia can put you in a bad place and a bad situation at any given moment. And I want to say this too. A lot of times, and when I'm saying this, is from I done lived it era. There are a lot of times, a lot of black men in America, and I want to speak to the sisters and I want to speak to the men too. A lot of times we can pride ourselves out of situations that were meant good for us. And sometimes we can pride our way into situations and destroy ourselves trying to keep it together. There have been lots of men, there have been lots of women fighting for relationships that they never should have been in the first place. There have been lots of black men, lots of black women that have been in uncompromisable situations that the writing was on the wall that it was dangerous and they still went back to it. But I think with this situation with him, of him being the person of value, him being the person that has everything in control of his destiny, of him being one of the greats, being one of the legends of the city, and I'm arguably saying that he's going in the upward direction, it can be done. But you have to be mindful of the people that you have around you. Let me tell you something, and this is not a knock on the sisters and this ain't a knock on the brothers. A lot of times people don't know how to articulate and they have a certain level of pride and jealousy and they won't come to their significant other when they're in the midst of their success to say that, hey, look, I want to be successful too. And this is exactly when the devil plays his part. You know what I'm saying? You don't identify the devil knowing that he's coming straight at you. You're going to be able to identify that. But there are certain demons and different traits that seep into the mind of people, black men, black women, all across the board. Parents, it don't matter. Relationships, marriages. Oh, they're successful. I already know what's going to happen. I already know that they're looking for somebody else because I don't meet the requirements. A lot of times you can be taught in situations to be successful. And a lot of times our pride and ego destroys the very thing when the spirituality and the mindset of that person that is in success can help you too. Get that sucker spirit out your heart. Get it out. Because it's a detriment to us being able to push forward together as a unit. Right now, we got Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah trying to redefine relationships based on women when every other culture in America, every other culture across the world depends upon each other in order to push the species forward. But now we have individuals that are in place that have nothing but evil intentions to keep us separated so that we can be nothing more than just mindless consumers to thinking like Dr. Amos Wilson talked about, we're going to consume our way into a certain level of success. And that has never happened in any part in time of history. But I want to talk to you, young brothers, and I want to talk to you, sisters. You may not have the mental capacity to be a success on a level. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you can be an intern. You can be a person that's a muse next to that particular person that you love and you care about to do what? Create some other variation of wealth, of success. You might not be thriving in one particular field, but guess what? A person that's already got their system rolling and got their motion and got their things in rotation can help you identify yours. Do you ever give it a try? Where's the black excellence when, guess what? We have one success, then we have one that wants to be inspired by the success and don't know how to, walk in these rooms and do these. Yes, you can be taught. And if we actually gave ourselves a moment of clarity, when we see success in our presence, it isn't immediate reflection on our failures. And if we could actually get to that point, because I don't want us to have this conflict consistently of where we've seen these type of things with Cartel being played out in the media. That's who's winning from that. The media is winning from that. They're eating it up, but they're losing on the back end because guess what? You got a man that has children with her. You have a woman that has children with him. You have situations that people will try to infiltrate and try to destroy not just her, but him too. Who's in their circles? Who's their PR teams that are telling them, hey, man, nah, that's not a good look. Hey, man, it's probably best that you just, you know what I'm saying, lay low for a minute, just take a low key break. You know what I mean? Anything that can be handled, that if it ever comes to that point, then you do have a court system that can handle things accordingly if it gets that bad. But taking it into your own hands, both parties, not just him, not just her, and letting it spiral out of control of that, and you are in each other's world for the sake of the children, that is a reflection on those children in the later days. We've seen this, and we've seen what she said in the media, and I believe, honestly, to try to get attention. And when I say attention, meaning there's a lot of love there. Anytime you see two people in consistent conflict on the forefront, there's some love, there's some hurt, there's some misunderstanding, there's some misnomers, there's some miscommunications. There's a lot of things that need to be hashed out. But at this moment in time, he needs to have a moment of reflection to himself. She needs to have a moment of reflection to herself. Because at the end of the day, these children are supposed to be the successors of your legacy. And if it's tarnished and it has an asterisk and a stain on it, what does that say as far as their mental and psyche, as far as the kids being able to transition into something different, into another higher level of success of his last name, her last name? That's what we got to start thinking about. And this is not to beat up on nobody. Like I said, this episode was not to beat up on nobody, but for us to identify certain behavioral traits that we don't even understand about ourselves that we haven't dealt with. A lot of us black men and a lot of us black women have had mental traumas long before we got with the next person. Long before. Do we 9 times out of 10 fix them? No. You know why? Because amongst our friends, we become victims. We was the victim. Hey, everything was, oh man, I tried to do my best. Well, what was your best? Who defines that best? Because at the end of the day, you're only going to tell somebody what you want to hear because we have pride and ego. And once you're able to remove that pride and ego, look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I might have been a piece of shit. You know what? I might have not been the best girlfriend. You know what? I may have did some hoe ass shit, some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? But Don't try to follow it up with, well, they made me do. No. You're only responsible for your actions. Because on judgment day, you're only going to be responsible for your actions. So don't be here. The good practice now, well, for you be, hey, look, hey man, look, come, even if it's possible. I'm not saying do this, but if it's possible to say, you know what, my bad, I fucked up. My bad, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. My bad, I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, but I was actually a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Try it. Try it. A lot of times people have these burdens on their spirits and they go in and mix and mingling with other people and they still have not cleared up things from their past and for them to have a good present and even a better future. And I think we as black men, and I'm taking the responsibility on us, you know what I'm saying? It's up to the women, but for us men to be able to articulate ourselves and identify what problems we have and fix them. Because all we're going to do is have a situation where we have what we call the dances with lemons effect, to where we're sour, right? And we have a sweet woman, a caring woman, a woman that will be able to make the sacrifices, dedication, and everything, looks at us in awe as Superman. And we destroy everything in the image of what she's seen in her eyes with the reality of our actions, to where we having side babies, to where we're actually cheating, getting caught cheating, and then denying it and lying about it. Those things right there. If you can't keep it real with yourself, shout out to my boy Skinny, may he rest in peace. If you can't keep it real with yourself, you can't keep it real with anybody. But in this case, in this situation, I think they both need a breather. If he's able to come out on top on this situation, I hope that he's able to come out on top. And the reason being is because there's another man that could change his, not only his surroundings, but other people, because he has a staff, he has a team. And if he can change and impact their lives for the better, and if he's incarcerated, what does that do for him? What does that do for his children? What does that do for the other people that are actually trying to build alongside of him and partner with him so that he can establish his territory, his footing, from whether it's in product sales, whether it's in real estate or whatever? What good is the money doing in jail when he can't move around just by simple actions of people having pride and ego trying to destroy him? And I want to show you the importance of understanding how the media plays, how the criminal justice system plays. A lot of times, the situation that you may know in reality isn't what they want to paint in reality. You got to understand, just because you and that person says something does not mean that the DA or anybody else that may be deciding right there in that moment of what may have happened, that's not the picture that they want to paint about you. And if anything, you know, as a black man, that when you go into this judicial system, when you go into that court system, you have less than a 1% puncher's chance of coming out on top with unscathed, with no situation, no conviction. You as a man of value got to understand your presence and what you're into. We just seen the situation with Boosie where we seen another person throw the hookah, but then they had Boosie's name in the midst of it. This is what I'm talking about. It's certain individuals that I've already cleared space for that I don't have no association with now. And the reason being is, it's not that I don't care, it's not that I don't have love for people, but it's what I have at stake is way more valuable. And if they don't see the value, you're going to see the value first and foremost just by the way they act. You're going to see the way that a person treats the value of what you're bringing to the table just in their actions. They're not going to try to destroy it. They're not going to try to sabotage it. They're not going to try to do any of those things that are unbecoming. If you call me your friend, or I'm your boyfriend, or I'm your husband. Come on, man. We've seen this. We just got through literally seeing this with Big Tigger, Marcellus Wiley, and the list goes on, where there has been a football player that has almost spent his time in incarceration only for the woman to come back. I'm going to do it on this Black Fatigue episode where the girl literally lied and put this man in jail because she was hurt because he didn't want to be with her no more. So just as much as we've seen this constantly over and over, if a man like that, who don't have half of what Cartel Bo has, and he goes down, imagine he's sitting in there with the money. So just imagine what they'll do to somebody who don't have enough money to even fight the court system or even to hire a lawyer to prove his innocence, in which he wasn't able to. And then all of a sudden you want to apologize months later, years later, behind something that you created, you started. Black man, black woman, you got men that'll do the same thing to you. I'd advise you, guard your treasures. Guard your treasures. And I want to say this to the fellas, because if you got sons, and I'm talking, and listen, I don't give a damn if you offended by this. I'm gonna talk to the men right now, the young men, because they need to hear this. If you're a mother and you have a son and you don't want your son to go through this, and I've had to talk to a couple of moms behind the scenes about certain things, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And if any woman disagrees with me, come on, put it down in the comments. I don't care. Women will punish you for your failures. Women will see basically what they think that they see on you. And that can be a paralysis by analysis. But then women will punish you for your failure, but they will also punish you for your success. And the reason why I'm saying this is because no matter what you go through, and I'm not saying both parties, and I say this even about myself, nobody's perfect. But when you go through things with a man, a lot of times these women may feel like you owe them. And when I say owe them, meaning whatever success that you achieve as a man is theirs. That's why the court system is in the way that it's in right now, because we see people trying to take pensions, trying to take businesses, trying to take trucks, trying to take things that men have worked on as legacy. And I'm not justifying anything that's done, because men ain't innocent, the women ain't innocent either. It takes two to tango. But nonetheless, in those type of situations, a lot of times a woman will punish you for your success. And by you even breaking off and going on to be a success and going into greatness, a lot of times that can create resentment. That's why you see modern day right now women that have been in relationships with past rappers, past basketball players, past football players, past soccer players, past executives, past CEOs, past all of these things that represent a reflection of success in America today. You see that right now as it being vengeful for them being saying that they sexually assaulted. See, I can say what I want over here. And can't nobody tell me what to say. Sexually assaults, alleged beatings, and all of these type of things that have occurred constantly since we've had this Me Too movement. That's been going on now more than ever. And if you don't want your sons to go through that type of thing, then you need to monitor. You need to be in your children's business, because you don't know all these young boys that's going from high school to college, transitioning from college onto the profession of the NBA, the NFL, you know what I'm saying, the MLB, baseball. Oh yeah, you got people waiting in the shadows, waiting for you to cross that finish line like I talked about earlier. Right when you actually get that $100 million check, when you get that $200 million check, they're waiting to capitalize off your success. We literally seen just now where a woman literally killed her husband because she thought that he was inheriting $30 million and that he was going to divorce her and not give her zero. But the plot twist was this, that the thing was that it was an email scam. So guess what? She killed her husband out of jealousy when the man had nothing from the jump. You got to be careful. And I'm telling you, young brothers, young sisters, you got to be careful. I literally watched a woman that I'm trying to think of her name right now. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up the TD Branch. You know what I'm saying? She had Miss Jessie's natural hair care. You know what I'm saying? She let a man get into her world. She let this man literally, she showed him, she dated the man, he married her. She showed him all her treasures only for her to die by quote unquote suicide. And the man was so ruthless that he would not even give the laptop about where all her information, which he had scrubbed, he gave it back to the family, and he wouldn't gave it back to the family without the Cartier bracelet. And guess what? He went on to come with his own hair care. And if I'm not mistaken, Maestro's is the name of his hair care. And he went on to build his business just like she built her business. And guess who reaped the benefits of it? Johnson & Johnson bought a portion of it, and I don't think the family owns any of it now. And I want you to understand this, that it is something that goes on. People are waiting in the shadows. And if they get selected by you, they are waiting in the shadows to make their moves necessarily to extract, or basically what I call is, shout out to Cheryl Marshall, they want to get the vapors. They want to be able to get a little bit of that mist of success on them. And guess what? Even if it means destroying you, so be it. You won't believe that a lot of people don't want to see you successful because they can never become successful in the first place. You may not know the person that you love and care about, that you sleep next to, or the children that you're raising that see you in your success may want to see you unsuccessful. There are entities way beyond our comprehension that want to intervene and knock us off our block as black men and black women. And I'm talking to Cartel Bo, and I'm talking to the man in him, because for him to reach what he's reached and to go through the ups and downs of his life, and then for him to be the success that he is what we call black excellence, to be able to put other black men in positions of power to be successful. Now, everybody might have something to say. Oh, I wouldn't say that, this and that, and the third. Who gives a fuck what you say? Can you accomplish what he accomplished? Can you be the success that he has? Because there has to be some type of drive in a person to know that, guess what? I've been through this. I've been through incarceration. I've been through problems. I've been through situations, and still be able to come out on top. That's a special kind of man. That's a Superman, especially in 2026 when nobody want to see you with nothing. They don't want to see you with nothing. Shout out D-Bam, though. These are key ingredients and lessons that our young bloods and our young women need to understand about guarding your treasures, because there are people out here. You might never think that the person, that man that birthed you, may be the person that want to see your downfall, because believe it or not, a lot of times misery loves company, but unsuccessful people need company too. I want to say this. If you've ever been through a situation to where somebody has been around your success, I tell you to watch them. I want you to watch them. I want you to watch them specifically, meaning, who are they friends? What is their ideology? How do they function? What is most important to them in life? Have they reached their passion? Have they met their calling? Those are the people that you need to watch very closely. And the reason you have to is because there may be a point in time to where you may have to cut ties. And when I say cut ties, meaning you literally have to protect yourself in such a way to the point of where you may have to denounce everything about them. But my question is, can you? Can you actually do that? Because it's easier said than done, because when you have a history and you have a rapport with somebody, can you literally cut ties respectfully with that person and never look back? Because toxic nostalgia ain't just in a relationship, but it's also carries in friendships, and also it carries in marriages. There are a lot of men sitting in the penitentiary right now, a lot of women sitting in the penitentiary right now because they couldn't leave well enough alone. And I'm saying this because it needs to be said. There are a lot of people that see you as a success. There are a lot of people in the culture that may be able to identify you as a success. And there are people in the culture that want to identify you as a failure and will never give you props. Never. No matter what you accomplish, they will never give you props. There are people that will team up with other people and conspire against you just so your success can be trickled down to nothing. Believe it or not, there are people that function. For every successful person, there are always, I posted this, gonna be unsuccessful haters. And you have to identify even the people that you love, you may have children with, that you may have to separate from. I'm living through experience of that now. I'm living through the experience of where people have tried to take me off my rocker, male and female, jump me and get me out of character. You know what I'm saying? Try to overwhelm me, try to triangulate situations. Yes, those are things, that behavioral traits that people carry. They'll try to triangulate situations and make like the situation was all my fault, but they were the successor and they came in and they saved the day. Oh yeah, you got people like that. You have to be very mindful. What I do is I sit back and listen, and I sit back and watch. And what I want Cartel Bo to do when he gets out is to take a long, hard, deep breath. Suck it in, take it in, and look at the people that's in his circle and start making adjustments. What we in the business world call trim the fat. How dedicated are you to me moving the needle in my success so that I can put everybody else in a position of power? That what needs to be done, not just from a Cartel Bo perspective, but from your perspective too. I didn't get here by associating with people that would fuck up, you know what I'm saying, what I got going on. And a lot of times you can be associated with a person and not be associated with what they do, but it will follow you. And I'm talking to the women. Yeah, it looks nice and feels good, but at the end of the day, what did it cost you? Did it cost you your life? Did it cost you your children? Did it cost you your livelihood? Because there's a lot of women that have been in positions around certain niggas and they lost it all, knowing that the situation was bad, but you partook in it because of your own selfish and self-gratification in that process. And it destroyed your family. It destroyed the potential of what you could have had consistently. But the thing is, you couldn't let it go. But can you let it go? Can you part ways from somebody that you know is bad for you and figure things out on your own and not bring in other individuals that have the like mind like you that's going to basically perpetuate and boost your ego and boost who you are as a person because you feel like you're in the right? Can you have self-analysis away from everybody and everything to become the better person that you're supposed to become, to be that helpmate, to be that business partner, to be that intern, to be all of these things that people within Black culture think and shit on? And we got people right now want to be bosses for the sake of being bosses, don't have the credentials, don't have the behavioral traits, don't have the people skills, don't have any of those things, but they want to beat on their chest and say that they're a boss. Everybody's not meant to be bosses. Sometimes you got to learn to understand to play your position. Fellas, same thing. You got to learn how sometimes to play your position. With great power comes great responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. And I'm talking to Black men and Black women. If you're in the best situation and you're in the best financial situation that you've ever been in your life, whether it was a man or a woman, and you out here creating chaos and disorder and shit like that, I promise you, you will be back in poverty in no time. A lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of times people can say, oh, well, it was just this and this and that. Even if somebody put $100 million in your hands, you was going to fail at that too. That's why people come to the internet and they cluster together. That's why you hear them talk so much drama, but not so much business. That's why you hear them come to the internet trying to explain themselves for people who don't give a fuck, that's sitting back eating the popcorn, not giving a damn, glad that it ain't them, and preferring that it's you. And if you think I'm lying, I've asked lawyers, I've asked anybody to come up on this platform to have a conversation. They never took me up on it. And I don't have as many followers, but I want us to have these conversations so that we can spark the brain to put ourselves in a different position. I asked people to come on the show, but you know why they won't do it? And I'm going to tell you the perfect example of why they won't do it. Because the moment that I start talking and the moment I start giving people different perspectives, it's going to draw away from them. And I'm not here to draw away from anybody. I'm just here to give the information. There's a lot of these dudes out here, a lot of females out here charging fees. I don't charge nothing. I just give the game because this is what needs to be displayed. There may be a mother who had never thought about this. There may have been a father that never thought about this, a grandfather, a grandmother. But we have somewhere to where we can have these type of conversations, these elephant in the room conversations, so that we can become better people. But I want to say this. Since then, with this Cartel Bo situation, she's retracted statement and all of this. But I want to say this too. And this ain't controversial, but it's real. This should have never happened. This should have never happened. Because now, when those children get older, people are going to be using these same things. Him in the rap game, her in her success. There are going to be people that are instrumented in basically pulling them down when they're trying to reach their level of success. Oh, believe you me, if they're dealing with anybody else outside of them two dealing with each other, there's going to be somebody to yank their chain with this situation. There's going to be a lot of people that know and seen this before the world and is waiting to yank your chain about this situation. But I'm saying this to Cartel Bo and I'm saying this to her. In order for us to get to a better place and a better space as a whole, because the world is watching, everybody's giving their opinions and different things. In order for us to get to a better place and a better situation, we got to look at ourselves separately away from each other to realize I could cost myself a career. I could cost myself a career perjury. I could cost myself a situation in millions of dollars. I could cause myself in situations for my children to be in a comfortable situation because of my actions. There's a lot of things to be thought about in this process. And like I said, I didn't come here to choose a side. I came here to give a perspective not only from theirs, but for these young boys and these young girls before you link up with somebody, before you actually say you love somebody. You need to go by their actions. You need to look at their history. You need to check to see if they have any mental issues. You need to check to see if they've had any type of psychological damage, physical abuse, or anything like that before you start getting into the realm of these type of individuals. Because you don't understand, the demons may not come out in the first 6 months. No, they may not come out in the first year, but eventually they're going to come out. And can you handle the fire? I hope that this right here is meaningful to you. And I'm telling you, young brothers and young sisters, your inner circle, the people that you trust and you give your time to, is your sanctuary. When that circle is breached by somebody with a capacity for harm, the consequences for this can be catastrophic. I want you to understand that. The allegations against Cartel Bo, that right there would represent the ultimate breach, a scenario where a person closest to you can become the source of your greatest terror. So how do we protect ourselves? The answer lies in vetting, setting boundaries, and trusting the warning signs and situations. See, vetting people is not just for business, it's for life. We check references for jobs. You know what I'm saying? Why not apply the same care to the people we grant intimate access to our lives? That doesn't mean running a background check, checking on every new friend, but sometimes right now in 2026, you might have to. In the Cartel Bo's case, the alleged red flags may have been in his public records for somebody to take advantage of. A history that we must recognize and to reject coercive control. That is a thing. I want you to understand this. This is something that I want you to understand as terms as I break this down. Coercive control, a continuous pattern of dominance and manipulative behaviors aimed at stripping away a partner's autonomy and ability to define their own. A lot of times people can bait you in and hammer you and hammer you and hammer you and hammer you at you being at fault to where that's not even the case. And you'll start thinking, man, maybe I am at fault. Maybe I do need to apologize. And you don't need to apologize for anything because your boundaries have been broken because they've hit you with coercive control. And then they've also hit you with triangulation and brought in other people to make you at fault. Oh, yeah, they conspire and they all work together. Narcissists work with narcissists until they don't like each other and then they're using the same things and the same tactics against each other. Believe it or not, it happens. That coercive control is a big thing. It's a pattern designed to strip away a person's freedom. Over time, it could create an environment of fear. And in this case, a refusal to let her leave and all of this old type of stuff that went down with it, man, it's a sign of control. And it can also put your career and it can put your life in danger. So I don't ever want you to think that you're in full control because there are lots of individuals that thought that they had control and everything was beyond their reach because guess what? You can only control you. You can't control that other person. And when I say that, you can't control them physically and you definitely can't control what comes out of their mouth. Because guess what? As a black man, you are guilty until proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's not the innocent to prove proven guilty. No. You are guilty until proven innocent. So the next time you walk out your house and you start thinking about this is the last thing I want you to think. Protect your peace requires setting and enforcing firm boundaries. Boundaries, those are acts of self-preservation. A healthy relationship respects the word no. People who repeatedly push or ignore your boundaries are not showing you love. They're showing lack of respect. In fact, it's disrespect. Removing people who create chaos and fear from your life isn't cruel. It's necessary. It's a necessary step for you and your safety. And I'm going to say this for y'all, and y'all can tap in on this. I want y'all to understand what a beautiful tragedy is, right? A lot of times we can have success, and sometimes we can only do nothing but sabotage our success. Sometimes people are on a suicide mission, okay? Some people are on a suicide mission to destroy themselves. And especially when they see somebody that's close to them and the success. And like I said, sometimes your success can be a reflection of their failure. They'll be on a suicide mission and you'll say, no, don't stop. Don't do that. Don't. And sometimes in that beautiful tragedy, you'll end up hurting yourself. You'll hurt yourself in the process because they were on a head-on collision and a destiny with destroying themselves. People like that will take advantage of knowing that you care and will say, hey, I know I'm going to destroy myself, but I'm going to take them with me too. Understand that. Ladies, fellas, understand who's who. And when I say who's who, not between their fucking legs, but what's in their brain. Understand that. Trust your gut. How many times have we heard one say, I had a bad feeling, but I ignored it? That feeling is your brain picking up on the red flags. The instinct to flee is a powerful thing. The instinct to get on ahead and denounce certain things, that's a powerful thing. You have to listen to that internal alarm about yourself. And in this story of Cartel Bo, it's a complicated one, but the lesson itself, it offers something that's painful that we don't have to, that we must realize. Your inner circle is a sacred ground. Do not grant entry to anyone who has not earned your trust. If anybody disrespects you, cut them off. Who does not respect your boundaries, cut them off. If they feel they're justified and step into you and you done said, hey man, I ain't with all that, cut them off. Because guess what? You may not see it from the view right now. And you might say, well, nah, it's not costing me now. But goddamn it, it'll cost you in that courtroom. It will most definitely cost you in that courtroom. And in Cartel Bo's situation, where is he right now? What good is he being incarcerated when he cannot make the necessary moves to put his children in position and in the legacy itself? What is he doing good in jail when the money's in jail and the money cannot even be transferred or moved properly because we got this roadblock of a situation that should have never happened in the first place? Young black men, young black women, protect your treasures. Sometimes your success can be overwhelming for somebody else. You may be trying to understand and get prepared for it. They may not ever be prepared for it. Someone may have seen it and it may have destroyed them a long time ago. That's why you got to understand the people that are around you, especially the person you lay with, the person that you stay with, the person that you play with. Understand that those treasures are your treasures. Those are God-given, and you cannot cast your pearls before swine. Because guess what? A pig is treated like anything. It eats up everything, right? That pig ain't gonna say, wait a minute, hold on, that's your treasure. Nah. It all gets taken up. Black men, black women, guard your treasures. Listen, this is something that I wanted to drop, and I wanted to like I say, I didn't pick and choose a side with the situation, but I really wanted people to understand of what you're up against. Black men, black women, what you're up against in America, and they will stop at nothing to destroy you, and they'll send your own to do so. They will send you the people that look like you, talk like you, dress like you, walk like you. They will send them people to destroy you. Any type of fame or any type of momentum that black culture has had, they will always try to downgrade it back to nothing. They'll pretend that they're happy for you, but they really don't give a fuck, because that means it's a threat to their regime. It's a threat to their success. It's a threat to you becoming accomplished so that you can breed more people that are accomplished like you. But hey, if you got any questions, comments, hate, or debate, please feel free to comment and let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Definitely y'all chime in on this. Y'all share this with your youth. Y'all share this with your partners. Share this with your homeboys. Protect your goddamn treasures, man. Because ain't nobody gonna protect you. Ain't nobody gonna care about you more than you. That's something real, man. And I felt like that this had to be talked about. Like I say, I wasn't picking a side. I was never going to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? Because they both have their situations. They both have their dramas or whatever. But at the end of the day, that doesn't give us the right to try to pick and choose a side because we don't even know. Until the court proceedings and the court documents come out and the truth come out, you need to keep your goddamn mouth closed. And I'm talking to all these bloggers, everybody that got something to say, that act like they got an exclusive about something. Y'all don't know shit. Unless you buy them goddamn transcripts on those court proceedings, you don't know shit. So stop acting like you're a blogger and you trying to twist it with journalism. You don't know shit. Get your life together, nigga. Become a part of the United States Associated Press and stand on what you say. You got too many bloggers out here saying whatever the fuck they want, and you'll end up like Tasha K having to move out the fucking country because you can't pay Cardi B. It's just facts. It's just facts. Pay that woman. All that slander and shit. Pay that woman. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I stand on what I say and I mean what I say. I don't backtrack and I don't back down from nothing that I say. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to have a media source that's resourceful, then you got to start speaking the fucking truth. Nah, for real. And I'm sick of it. And that's why I had to say what I had to say, because it isn't being said in the media and it's being tossed around. Yeah. Where you get your music, where you get your media sources and from and all this type of stuff, man, that shit matters. Because that shit seeps inside your head. If you start listening to lies, eventually you're gonna become a liar. But if you can go to a moment of truth like this particular media channel here and get a moment of truth, then guess what? You're going to start denouncing a certain bullshit. When you start learning these terms and the things that I explain like this, you're going to start moving away from the bullshit. And that's my duty, to move people and move my culture away from the bullshit. Man, it's been real. It's been fun, man. I'm fixing to get ready to enjoy my weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, please share it. Listen, hit the like button, subscribe. Let us know what's up. You know what I mean? We take constructive criticism over here, and we definitely want to vibe with y'all. Like I told you, we becoming a new media channel. We pushing all that bullshit out the way because that's what we do. Because when we doing it ever so well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my boys out there in TG. Shout out to my boy Black Sean. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boys, Provide by Any Means, who repost the Real B Banks, Trilly Poke. You know, definitely moving around the H-Town. Monk, can't stop the crooks. Monk, we finna get ready to do that, man. Listen, we finna play them Swisher House versus SUC songs. We definitely gonna do that, man. I'm gonna get in touch with you. I'm gonna holler at you behind the scenes. I might be on another podcast later on today. Shout out the Busted Nuts podcast, Just Talks. You know what I mean? I send love everywhere. And I must send a special shout out and much love always, who've been rocking with me for a while. Black Soprano family, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Harlem Zone, El Caminos, Anti-Gun Violence, Pandemonium Club Clothing, Ed Hens, you know what I'm saying? The boots, one of the best boots. I wear them. You know what I'm saying? One of the best boots out there, especially if you're a blue collar worker, man, go to edhennesco.com, grab you a pair. And the list is just so many people, man, that have reposted my things that I never would have thought. Man, I just appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart, and I'm gonna continue providing y'all good content that needs to be put out. You know what I mean, across the board, because we don't have a reliable media source. I pride myself on telling the truth, and I'm gonna stand on the truth everywhere I go, and I'm definitely gonna cook everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? But before we go, I got some more episodes that I'm going to be dropping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to necessarily be doing the lives, but I'm going to actually be putting out some different things just for us to look at, just for us to view, some things that we need to understand in the fourth quarter of our lives if we're creating businesses, creating different things that are opportunities that we need to look out for, people that we have in our lives, you know what I mean? Just different things like that we can relate to. And then also it depends on whatever situation, I might go live about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have been sending me a lot of things to talk about, but I'm going to express it in a professional way. And I'm definitely going to be the media source that you need in your life to keep you consistent, keep you positive, keep you energized, and also keep you educated at the same time. I would like to thank all of you for joining today's broadcast. My bad, because I'm used to going in at night. And if I came up in your feed and you stopped to take a peek in, then come join the conversation and comment down below. Well, we've come to an end. So tell a friend, and definitely at the bottom, let the conversation begin. So until the next time, we got a lot to yap about. I hope y'all enjoy y'all Saturday. Good vibes, good energy, good food, good drinks. You know what I'm saying? They say never leave Houston on a Saturday, never leave Houston on a Sunday. All of the above. Don't leave Houston on a Monday, because then we got Mr. A's. Shout out to Mr. A's. Nah, for real. But before I go, man, listen, I want to bless y'all with another track from my boy Lou, man. I want to set the mood to this this weekend with a song. And I keep telling you, Lou, you really need to do this. Lou, I'm going to holler at you about this. Still Us Part 3, one of my favorites. It's always been in my rotation, and it actually gives me a good vibe. And let this be a good vibe for y'all Saturday. You already know who it is. It's Rod the Prod. I'm going to keep talking my shit because I can. I'm out.
In a world that's social media driven, it seems that love is taken for granted.
No.
I'm just glad that we've been able to survive and weather the storm. And there's nobody I'd rather be on this journey with. Us. We. Still. In a world that's social media driven, it seems that love is taken for granted.
No.
I'm just glad that we've been able to survive and weather the storm. And there's nobody I'd rather be on this journey with. Us. We.
Still the one I'm fucking. You still the one I'm loving. You still the one about you a hater could tell me nothing. Still the one I need. Woman of my dreams. Still the one I'm bringing the minute that I succeed. Cause for me, I know you ride. Your every need I'll provide. Forever shit on my mind. Forever our souls are tied. I really just think it's time. We sit and we pick a time for shit that's been on our mind. Forever you'll be my spine, right? At first your hair got rocky with the outside chatter. We blocked it out and kept it moving, that shit don't even matter. You threw that pussy, I knocked it out, now I'm the only batter. And I'm so glad it happened, for real. Rubbing you, touching you, giving you life. Thug in the house, you can sleep through the night. Family good, all the kids are alright. Arguments happen, I'm making it right. Buy you a person, put you on a flight. Didn't get married, but call you the wife. Smiling and happy, you loving your life. Them hoes, they hating, it's all out of spite. You the one that took me from my old ways. I'm just trying to be with you the old age. You my lover friend and my homemate. My old lady, yeah, still.
Hey, I'm on my way to the house. Be ready and have your bags packed. We're getting ready to get out of here.
Ceremony, holy matrimony, how they want it, shit real, nothing phony, how we own it, not condoning or tolerate nothing when it come to my baby, still my lady, life is crazy, you're amazing, glad we made it, and God gave me somewhere to share something that's finally real, and you know I'm gonna hold you down from right now until, permanent contract, it's no way I'm letting you out of the deal, and everything I said from day one live inside of me still. You the one that took me from my old ways. I'm just trying to be with you the old age. You my lover friend and my homemate, my only, yeah, still.